All right, so most of these on this page are yes or no. So this page should go pretty quick. So look at number 12. Is the relation a function? You'd have to actually look at the paper to figure that out, okay? Are you looking at the x's or the y's? X's. And why did you say no? It is because if you look at the x's, none of them repeat. So we're going to put yes for that one. So number 13, is the relation a function? You're just going to look at the x's. Good. That one's a no. Which one repeats? 5. That is literally all you have to. Do you remember the card sort I had you guys do? The card sort, it was on your computer and you sorted them together. All right, this is the same thing except it's in a table. Again, all you have to look at are the x's. What do you think? Yes or no? That is a no. Which one repeats? 2. Now, when you have a graph, it's vertical line test. If the vertical line hits more than once, then it's not a function. So what do you think for this one? It's just random 4 points. Good. That one's yes. If you have 2 dots like right on top of each other like this, it would be a no. And what do you think about 16? That is no. Do you see how if you draw a vertical line, it's going to hit twice? So no. That entire section is just yes or no. You don't even have to put anything else. That's a nice, easy one. Now, evaluating. You have to be able to do this with a table, a graph, or an equation. I put the equations in the harder section because that's where you have to use the calculator. You have to know what buttons to press. I think the table is the easiest. There's no work for this, but you guys need to watch where I'm pointing because I don't have a better explanation than, hey, look, here's your answer. A says f of 8. You're going to find 8 on the x column. Where does it go? 5. Your answer is 5. Literally, that's it. Okay. So but you have to be able to read the table and pay attention. Right? F of 9 would be what? -3. Good. Now this one's backwards. It says if f of x is 1, and remember f of x represents y, that's the output. If y is 1, what's x? 6. Okay, good. So those are simple, but you need to like be able to read a table. This is the same thing, but you're going to read a graph. So f of 2, you want to find 2 on the x-axis. And again, you're going to have to watch me point to it because I don't have a better reason than look. Okay, here's 2. I'm finding where that hits the graph. Where does that hit the graph? What y number? 1. Good. In other words, it's the point 2, 1. And then do the same thing with -1. F of -1. So find -1 on the x-axis. Where does it hit the graph at? 4. Good. And do you see that? I can't like force you to see it, like, but are you looking? I don't have a better reason than there it is. And then this one's backwards. If your y value is 5, what is x? Maybe draw in like a y line at 5. Like, do you see that there? Where is that hitting the graph? Like, what's the x number for that? Yeah, good. 0. It's the point 0, 5 is what you're looking for then. All right, and then 19. That function shows how much you owe for a sofa after making X payments. How much do you owe after 5 payments? We're going to use the calculator. I just need you to look up here, okay? Just look. First, I'm going to type in the equation. It's y equals what? I know it says f of x, but just type y. Y equals, yeah, a big number, 1200 minus 50x. And then I'm going to come down here and type what? But I have to put something in front of the 5. X equals 5. Perfect. How much money is it? Oh, I guess I have to find it. Oh, you know what? That one might be hard to find because it's such big numbers. If X doesn't work, what do we type instead? If it won't work for X, what letter of the alphabet can we put? A. So let me go over here and change it to A, because that's just going to be too hard to find on the graph. Do you guys see how I tried something and it didn't work? So I tried something else. Do you guys see, like when you try something and it doesn't work, you have to try something else. All right, how much money do we still owe on our sofa? $950. Furniture is expensive. That's why your parents get mad when you spill stuff on it. All right, over here, we're going to need to use the calculator for this. All right, I'm going to go over here and type it in. Let me share my screen. Again, you guys just have to look because I don't have a better reason than here. Look. All right, it's y equals x squared. Oops, get rid of that t in there. Y equals x squared minus 2x plus 1. Do you see how I just read that off the paper? You have to actually look at the paper. All right, then I'm going to come down here and type x equals, what are we looking for? -3. All right, let me zoom in here. Sometimes you have to zoom and mess with the graph and move it around, but there's the intersection. -3 gives us what? 16 is your answer. Boom, with no work. You have to be able to use your calculator, right? So that one's 16. All right, here they changed the equation on us. So I'm gonna go back and change the equation. Now it's y equals, what is it? 2x plus 4, good. Then I'm gonna come down here and type x equals -1, good. And then I'm gonna click on the intersection. What does -1 give us? 2, good job. That one gives us 2. Oh, look, this one's backwards. Do you see how that's backwards? You're given y, you're trying to find x. All right, so I'm going to come back to my equation here. Can you guys look? I'm going to change this second bar here to what? What do I have to type in? Good, perfect, awesome. You guys listen to me. Y equals 16. Now that's going to be all the way up here at 16, so I have to move the graph to find it. And what's x? When y is 16, 6. Good job. Cool. That went well. You guys listen to me. Nice job. All right, and then last one of those. If f of 3 equals 5, could this be the function? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go to my calculator, and I'm going to type in that function. It's y equals, what is it? X squared minus 1. We did these in the notes. Look at, what is the point that we're checking is on there or not? Just read it off the paper. Well, there's a 5 in it. 3, comma, 5. Very good. It was like pulling teeth there. But hey, guys, look, is that point on the graph? No. So write no. No. Good job. How about this? Can you guys look? What if the point was 1, 0? See, I changed it to 1, 0. Is that on the graph? Yes. What if it was like 4, -2? Is that point on the graph? Could you check? Like, what I'm trying to get at is if it was multiple choice, could you check A, B, C, and D and see which one works? Okay. So but for that one, we're saying no. Are you okay, Will? We're going to do an activity where you get up in just a second. All right, these are flashback questions, which means they're review from previous units. How are we going to do 23? What am I going to need to do? Do you guys know how to type this? Where do I go to get the absolute value? Keyboard. All right, yeah, or you can just type it on your keyboard. I would just go to the keyboard. All right, what is it? -3, parentheses. You guys tell me. What am I going to type? Oops. Parentheses squared. Good. Minus 7b. All right, now what? I did, or it did it for me. All right, a equals 6. Good job. What's your answer? 76. Cool. We got into a good rhythm here. This is nice. 76 is your answer. You don't have to do any work. Just type it in the calculator. All right. That next one, you're going to have to actually do work for. This is where you cross multiply. So when you cross this way, you're going to have 3 times x plus 4. And what do you need to put around the x plus 4? Good. And then what is the next thing I drilled you on? I was like, what goes next? Thank you. Equals. The most commonly missed thing is the equal sign. And then what goes on the other side? Good. Why is it 42? 7 times, and we know our multiplication tables. You guys are awesome. All right, cool. I've gotten into a good rhythm here. All right, then what? Then you just have to finish solving it. So what's next? Good. 3x plus 12 equals 42. Yep. Minus 12, 3x equals 30. Perfect. The only thing with that is when you look at it, you have to remember to cross multiply. I feel like if you remember to cross multiply, you guys will be perfectly fine there. All right, and then this last one, exact same thing as an equation, except if you divide by a negative, what have you got to do? Flip your symbol around. All right, so +8 + 8. Hey, would you mind writing this down with me? Be great, thanks. So you get -5x greater than or equal to, yeah, you tell them. 7 + 8, 15. Divide by -5. Oh, that means it'll be x is good. So how do we say it? Good, less than or equal to -3. Put -3 on your number line. Open or closed circle? Closed, good. Why is it to the left? It's because it says, can you give me a number that's part of the answer? -3, -3.1. What else? -4? -15. -15 million.